So good morning, I'm in the car. We're heading to a very special destination and I have a few stories to tell you because at this point in time it's all in the past. So continuing, so when I say it's all in the past, I'm taking you back to where I was brought up, and it all starts at my old primary school. Now this is a shocker to me. This is the first time I've seen this like this. The actual primary school has been knocked down and is actually now got lots of houses on. I will turn you around properly and see. And I'm going to see if I can fish out some old photos. But this was my primary school. Let me flip you around. All this was an empty field. Houses. I've never seen this, if I'll be honest. That was a school in a field last time I was here. I'm shocked. All this was a field and then the primary school itself was down here a bit. I had some lovely memories from here, you know. I had sports days. We were only little. I remember doing handstands and all sorts up against the school walls. There was even like a nursery in there as well. Can't show you a lot because there's a big board going across. But like I said, I'm going to try and see if I can fish out some old photos to do with everything I'm going to be talking about today. But I'm not sure if I can. And there you go. So that was my little old primary school. I'll show you the entrance. The entrance was more up here. So I thought you guys might like this today. Oh gosh, that's noisy. Yeah, I thought you guys might like this today. Showing you where I was brought up, and with little stories to go with it. So just about to cross the zebra crossing. Now this is where then you'd go into the little school. And again then on the other side is more new houses. I do hope, oh they're actually even being lived in. I do hope I can find out some photos to show you. So yeah, that was my little primary school. Had some lovely memories here. Sports days. Lots of time with me friends. I'm not going to mention no names today, but I'm going to give you as many stories as I can. I always remember me mum walking us to school here too. Oh yeah, we're coming up to the caretaker's house here actually, that belonged to the primary school. One thing I've just noticed, it's actually got a new name for a new avenue, so that's quite peculiar. Yeah, so that was the caretaker's house years ago. Right, moving onwards and upwards. Coming up now is the community centre. Now I have some lovely memories of this place. We used to always come here as little children when we got our brand new roller skates for Christmas. I remember my ones were white with little pink stripes going up the side. And we just come through here. And this is where we used to come down and skate all the time. This is the actual community centre. Been in there a few times. And actually I remember going to karate lessons there. We got free karate lessons. And then when it come to the time he said we'd now got to buy our uniform, my mum wasn't prepared to buy the uniform for us, so we had to quit it. Right, so let me turn you around. I'll show you where I used to go skating. A lot of cars park here now, but they didn't do in the days. And all the children used to come down here, roller booting, skateboarding, BMXing. It was really good fun. Oh yes, I even remember these trees here. As if they're still there. They used to have buds and we used to crack them open and I think it was like itching powder or something. We used to lob them at each other. And at the back was what we would call the bottom park. Just through this little gap here. We had great times here. But it's all changed now. It's not the park I remember it being. You know, it's all this modern stuff now. Oh, just got sun in my eye. And again, this is also different. They fenced all this up, whereas that one now would be the other side of the primary school field. It's all fenced off. It's so different. So different. I think this is where the park used to be, but it was more like grown-up swings. They used to have tunnels down here. We used to always hang out in the tunnels. We called them the tunnels. They were like long concrete tubes. Had some great fun in there. think I even kissed my very first boyfriend in there. Quite sweet, how sweet. And I also have memories that there used to be a kid going up and down this road. Unfortunately for him, I think he had like disabilities, but he used to chase everyone. He used to chase us, and he used to chase anybody. But he was a lovely lad once you got talking to him. Right, we're going to go through the alleyway over here now. Let me just turn around and have a last look. This is weird. Amount of times I remember playing rounders and footballs and stuff all up here. It's all so different. Alright, so that's the bottom park, as we used to call it. Let's go through this alleyway. I hope you're enjoying my day out today, because I've been actually looking forward to doing this, and I'm enjoying this. Like I said, this all looks kind of now new to me. I haven't seen this for many years. So this is really nice, bringing back lovely memories, you know. Right, just going up the dog poo alley. Okay, so just up the top there would lead you to the shops. And I always remember up along here, we used to come out for our sticky breaks when we were at our bigger school. Right, and there's the shops. Now this is absolutely all new and different to me. As you can see, this was my local shops. Again, there used to be a pub there where them new houses are. It used to be called the merry-go-round. I think in the end it got caught on fire, or set on fire should I say. Like these two takeaways here never used to be there. We used to have a greengrocers here, a video shop where you rent videos. Ladbrokes, that's always been there. Howard's kebab shop, that was never there. Papa John's, that's never there actually. That's really new. Don't even think I've seen that. Fish and chip shop, that was always there. Lovely fish and chip shop. And a pharmacy, that was never there either. And this, Alison's Eatery, I've never seen that, ever. And this spa, that's always been there. Here now, used to be a little shop called Martin's. It's barbers now, never seen that. Funeral service there. And coming to the back of it, one lovely memory I used to have about going to the little shop Martin's when we were little children. All the kids on this day did. We'd all go there, get our slush puppies and our penny chews, our penny sweets. Used to pick them out, put them in a little paper bag. The shopkeeper would be counting them. I don't know if they're penny anymore, but it was such a lovely sweet memory. Right, so at the back of the shops, there's a big car park. Let me flip you around. I'll just stand over it and flip you around. I do actually have a story about this too. So that's coming out through the back of the shops through this little alleyway. Now this was always as big as it was. Apart from you used to be able to drive through there straight up to the back of the shops, but they're all built there now. But this used to be covered in like these huge stones like this size. And I always remember, I'm going to call them the bigger boys. I'm not going to mention names. I was standing about there with my friends, and one of the bigger boys was throwing stones at another bigger boy. Wallop across my head. He smashed my head open. I had blood and everything. Bless him, he was one of the bigger boys, and he could not stop apologising. And even to this day, even if I see him, like I've seen him in the pub and places like that, he cannot stop apologising, and he's such a lovely lad. And he didn't mean to. But it's a memory I had. I've probably got a scar up there somewhere from it. Right, now we're up to this little alleyway. Let me turn you around. And this now would be the way I'd be walking to school, to my middle school. So I'm going to take you up to me old middle school. I know the primary school's gone, but I think that's because all the primaries, they got rid of all the primary schools, did they? And then put all the kids into the middle school. I'm not sure. So I'm not entirely sure if this is still there anyway. I'm still on the way to the school, but I've cut through this alleyway. And I'll tell you why, because I have another little story about this. I'm sure this is where it was. It was. Right, so it was really slippery one day. I was probably about here, fell over, right? Fell over, slipped, went skidding across the ground. And half of my body was on the road and half was on the path. Anyway, so what happened? I'm half on the path, half on the road. A big white fan pulls up, runs over me, smashes and grazes all my knee, everything. I had to go to the school. I was in tears, had blood everywhere, and explain what had happened. And I don't think they believed me that a fan had just run me over. But I was laying on the floor, and he just ran over me. He was parking up. Should have lost his license, naughty. So coming up to me old middle school, I mean, this all looks different as well. You know, the fence going across. That was never there. Yeah, so it does look like it's actually opened. Can't see much. There's a lot of fences now. I've got a few stories from there as well. One story I'm going to tell you is my mum used to come up here, drive us to school and embarrass us. She used to pull up here in her Mercedes and really embarrass us. But I'm going to head back down now, but I'm going to tell you a little story. Yeah, so what it was is my mum had this old, a classic Mercedes. She thought it was really nice. We were just always so embarrassed her driving us around in it. She thought it was really funny and smart, dropping us off outside the school in it. But now looking back on it, it was a gorgeous car, vintage, lovely car. Lovely other memories I got there. Let me stop a minute, let me think about this. One I have is, it used to be cornfields all at the back of it. Not now, lots of houses. And I always remember we'd go up the top of the field, hide near the fence, and then hop over the fence and cut across all the cornfields. And it would always lead us to what we'd call, like, I don't know if we called it the haunted house or the house, but everybody around here knew what the haunted house was or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was called. And we used to go there and it was so good fun. I could have sworn that I was the one who found the house because I used to do cross country. And I was put into like all like the big competitions and stuff. So I used to go running around there, and I could have sworn I found that house. Right, another memory of the middle school. I always remember we went camping. Let me just sit here for a minute. I always remember we went camping. We had to walk 5 miles to do this, and we had to pay a £5. And it was so good. But for some reason, I don't know why, me and my twin sister got there, everyone was eating sausages and pot noodles and everything. For some reason we had no food. Maybe we'd forgotten to pack our packed lunch or something, I don't know. But we had to go all night without food. I always remember that same trip actually, one of our girlfriends wanted to come. But unfortunately, her mother couldn't afford the £5, which, was a struggle on all our parents back in them days. So she bought a load of camping equipment in, like stoves and stuff like that, and it was just something little, like a little stove and a pot or something, and she exchanged it in the process so she could go on this camping trip with us. We had such good laughs, it really was good. Well, I'm getting to the point I'm getting a little bit embarrassed holding a camera up, vlogging around where I used to live, getting some weird looks. Oh, there's an alley, let's go up this alley. But hey ho, there's more to come. So I do have to get back and get some washing done this morning. I've put a load on before I've left. Dan is, what's Dan up to today? I was doing review videos. Right, let me see if I've got any memories from it. I mean, I do, but anything in particular, I don't know. Oh yes, I do actually remember. Let me get a bit further down. So this one's quite embarrassing. To this day, we still find it awkward talking about this. It's not bad. But we come up with this little scheme. We was always up to something, trying to raise a little bit of money, here and there. So we printed off all these like little car washing leaflets, and we delivered them all around this bit. I'll tell you what, we made a bomb. We actually made a bomb. We did a lot of cars. There was one guy though, approaching his house actually. He let us wash his car, and then he wouldn't pay us. And then he said, if you come back and do it again or something next week, I'll pay you. So we were like, you know, we were only little. So it was something like that. Anyway, I'm sure that's how the story went. So we come back, wash his car again the next week, hoping now to get paid for the 2. Nope. Conned us, didn't he? I was about to swear then. Which I've just remembered actually, when I was at the back of the shops, I should have shown you. They've got new buildings there now. But there used to be a garage there. And at the back of the garage was, we called it the ice cream place. And it was like a big yard where they'd keep like all the ice cream fans. But there was a load of old ones in there, you know. And one time, you know, all the kids on the estate used to mess about in there. One time I got locked in one of the vans. I couldn't get out, and the guy, I'm not going to say names, the guy was coming. I was shouting and shouting. There's a squirrel there. Let me just flip you around. See him, look? How lovely. Oh, look. Bye-bye. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought now. So anyway, I got locked in this ice cream van. I couldn't get out. I was screaming and screaming. Everyone legged it, everyone. And then bless my twin sister, she came back and actually unlocked the door and got me out. But it was that moment of panic. The guy, there's me locked in this ice cream van, and the guy himself who owned the yard was coming charging, because he had this problem all the time with the kids. So he knew when we were down there messing about. Scary, that was scary. I do actually have so many other stories I could tell you. I'm just trying to boil it down to a few today. You'd never believe half of the stuff I used to get up to. But moving on to my next bit, I'm going to show you. I used to be a tomboy. I used to love climbing trees. I used to love time to myself. So I'm going to show you where I used to go. So this is where I used to play as a child. We all did. Whole estate. All the kids. It is so overgrown. Do I remember it being like that? No. But is it because my memory's different? I don't know. I used to love coming in here. We used to make camps. We even used to have a sofa in one of our camps. There was one time, me, my sister and my best friend even started digging a hole because we wanted to make an underground camp. The hole got huge, but I don't mean depth ways, I meant width ways. It was quite funny. It's a bit of a mess sometimes in here now. I don't even like coming in here anymore. Apparently it's quite dangerous. Let me see where I can see if I can take you to the tree where oh no, I'm going at the back of it. Let me go this way. Yeah, I'll see if I can find the tree where one day I was climbing a tree and I jumped so sort of high up into it that a branch went straight into my eyeball. Bloodshot eye. It was the most grossest thing you'd ever seen. I was in so much pain. My mum nearly had a heart attack, bless her. She nearly flipped out. Yeah, one of the trees I think was in here somewhere where I did my eye. I think it was just in there. Might have even been this one. It's weird how I remember some of this, isn't it? Really weird. Another thing I always remember, all our sisters and brothers, well, my older brother, used to come up here overnight and throw, get a stone on an end of a string. Not in this actual bit, but along the edge sort of thing. And what we'd be doing is trying to sort of, not scare the bats, but get the bats to chase the stone on the string. And the bats used to go mental. We used to love doing that at night. Silly little memories, but I've got loads of memories. Like I said, I could go into this all day, but that's just a few for you. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, I enjoyed the walk if nothing else. Don't and how to get out of here now. Yeah, I enjoyed the walk if nothing else. Brought back some lovely memories, you know. I got you know, it's just nice to sometimes do that, especially when I don't feel I've seen any of this sort of what I've shown you today for years, you know, and it was so lovely.